Hey guys, it's Peter from iSharp here, and this video is going to be a bit of an explainer video, what I'm doing, what you see me doing in my videos. So, first question is, why the heck am I using a belt sander to sharpen the knives? Well, I only use the belt sander for knives, for restaurant style kitchen knives, the ones that are less expensive. Just because this is not something you want to use for a more expensive knife, because it takes off quite a bit of material. So I use the belt sander with restaurant knives because, so for instance, I charge X amount of dollars per knife per week, which is not a high amount because I'm servicing them every week, so time is a factor. Belt sander makes it much faster to do. And if I need to repair a knife, if the tip is broken or there's a chunk missing, the belt sander will take a lot less time to remove the necessary material to fix the knife properly. I use a 120 grit belt on the belt sander. This one's pretty well worn, but it still does a fantastic job. Now, about angles. So, you guys often see me bring the knife back here, push it against something, and then bring it forward to the belt. Well, this is an angle guide that I use, which has 4 different angles, which are kind of hard to show on camera here, I think. You might be able to see it in the 20, 14, 17, 25. So, like I said, there's 4 different angles, 14, 17, 20, 25. The 14 and 17 I generally use for Japanese style knives, which I don't do on here unless I'm doing a repair. Otherwise I don't use the belt sander. I use my Sharp sharpener, and I'll do another explainer video using that at a later time. Generally speaking, so 14, 17 is generally Japanese style knives. 20 is what I use for these knives, and then 25 is something you would use for like a heavy meat cleaver, something like that. So with these commercial knives, you'll notice there's I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. Right about here, you see there's a bevel that starts and then the edge. So these commercial knives often have 2 bevels. So you've got your primary bevel, which is that wider piece. That's usually 15 to 17 degrees. And then the edge I put on, the very edge, is a 20-degree bevel. And the reason I use 20 on the restaurant knives especially is it's a little wider angle, which makes it less delicate, so to speak, and will allow the edge to last longer. So if I'm sharpening the knife every week, 20-degree angle is ideal. It'll hold the edge long enough for me to swap the knives out the next week and go over again. So, belt sander. Why do I use the belt sander with the belt coming towards me? So when you're sharpening knives, there's edge leading and edge trailing. So if you're using a belt system, my Sharp is a belt system as well. Or if you're using a whetstone, for instance, right? If you're pushing the knife or the belt is coming towards the edge, that's called edge leading. If I flip this around, the belt's going the other way, and I'm bringing the knife, that's called edge trailing, right? I like to do the edge leading because I find it's much faster and it does a nicer job to take the burr off when you're sharpening a knife. Now my Sharp is edge trailing. I don't have a choice about that. It's not reversible. Like I can't turn it around and do it the other way. It does an excellent job through multiple grits, whatever. But again, I'm using that for more expensive knives and where I have more time to play with the knife and get that nice honed edge on it. When I'm doing these knives here, the restaurant, the less expensive knives, like they say, time is money, right? You want to you're charging less money, you want to spend less time to get that edge on there. So I'll use an edge leading approach. Takes the burr right off at the same time and gets you a really nice edge. So if we're looking at this knife here, just running my thumb across, there is a bit of an edge on it, but you know, the paper test, yeah, it's barely cutting into the paper. Like if you try to do it on an angle, it catches it kind of. So what I'm going to do is put my ear protection on and then sharpen this up for you, and we'll test it on the paper again. So ear protection, safety first. I'll be back with you in a moment. Another thing I forgot to mention, when you're sharpening a knife, you want to do equal number of passes on each side to keep it equal. So I'll do 3 passes on each side, then I'll do 2 on each side, then 1, and then 1 again. And usually that does the trick. Sometimes if the blade's a little damaged, this one looks pretty good. But sometimes if there's a little damage you don't see, just give it another couple passes. Oh yeah, that's much better. Still needs a bit of work though. Still not 100%, so I'm going to give it a few more passes and then we'll try it again. Okay, let's see if that did the trick. Oh yeah. Big difference. Okay, so that's what I do when I'm sharpening these knives. That's how I go about it. So if you have any questions, please leave a question in the comments, or if you have any comments, leave a comment in the comments. And let me know what you think. And there you have it. I'll see you in the next video.